What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. Can everybody hear me okay? Yep, because I can hear myself. Sunday live call in show, everybody. This call in show, I'm going to be talking about my overrated NFL teams, underrated NFL teams for the 2019 NFL season. Thank you guys for coming on. and joining the live stream. I'm very excited to have you guys on. And some of my graphics are missing for some reason. So, gonna be back to go ahead and fix that. Oh, here they go. Now they're popping up on screen. So, got my graphics popping up. That viewer count thing is really, really small. So still got some adjustments that I have to do. But everybody, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining the screen, man. So I'm finna take a quick break real quick. I will be right back. Okay, guys. So it won't let me fix what I need to fix. So Bumpy, I'm just going to let it thug out anyway, man. So, oh, that's a donation ticker. That's a donation ticker. And up here is the chat box. So going to be talking about my overrated and underrated NFL teams for this season. So let's begin, man. So the first team that I have the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints are a little bit overrated. And not because I don't think that they're talented, but I just think they're a little bit overrated because of how tough their schedule is. They play a lot of tough opponents this season, and I think a lot of people are really, really giving them a little bit too much credit than what they deserve. According to that schedule, some people think they're going to go 13-3, 12-4. I think they'll probably end up going 11-5. Next up, I have the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers fans swear up and down that they are Super Bowl contenders, and they're not. Yeah, you got Jared McCoy, but does that really make you a Super Bowl contender, Carolina Panthers fans? You got DJ. You got a pretty solid wide receiving core. You're going to get Cam Newton back, but I don't necessarily think that you guys are Super Bowl contenders. You guys aren't even the best team in your division. The Saints and the Atlanta Falcons are better than you guys, and I'm not even going to debate that. So you guys are the third best team in your division. So just going to go ahead and say that. Then next up, I have a question about the Chicago Bears. I don't think they're overrated. But I just think we got to see a little bit more Mitchell Trubisky going into his third year in the NFL. And this Chicago Bears team is only going to go as far as Mitchell Trubisky takes them. If he has an average season, then the Chicago Bears will still make it to the playoffs, but they probably won't end up making it to the Super Bowl. But if he has an above average season, which I believe that he will, the Chicago Bears should be able to make it to the Super Bowl if that's able to happen. Now, when we get to my underrated teams, I have the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Atlanta Falcons are way, way under the radar. When you look at all the injuries that they suffered, they lost three Pro Bowlers. They lost Deion Jones, they lost Keanu O'Neal, they lost Devontae Freeman. Those were three Pro Bowlers that they lost last season. Then they're getting those guys back. Then they're getting Ricardo Allen back, and they're getting really healthy. And they improved on the offensive line as well. So the Atlanta Falcons is an underrated team that I have. Second on my underrated team list are my Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are really underrated because people think just because we lost Antonio Brown, that means we're going to stink. And Le'Veon Bell, I don't even know why people are still tripping about us losing Le'Veon Bell. We went a whole entire season without Le'Veon Bell, and James Conner ended up being a Pro Bowler. Then with Antonio Brown, when's the last time that a Super Bowl winning team had the best wide receiver in football, or at least a top five wide receiver in football? You can't name one. You got to go all the way back to 2006 with the Indianapolis Colts with Marvin Harrison. So I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers is the best defense that the Pittsburgh Steelers have had on paper, and some time. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers deserve to be on this list. Big Ben, let's not forget that Big Ben led the NFL in passing yards last season. I don't think that's something that we can overlook. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely underrated. Next up, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Now, a lot of people are probably going to call in and ask why I think I'm so high on the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, I don't care what people think about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the highest paid quarterback in. Oh, we got somebody calling in. Hello, you're on the line. I know doggone well. Oh, here it goes. Hello, you're on the line with JT Sports. Who's calling in?
Hey, this is Sandy, JT. It's been a minute, man. I haven't talked to you since last week.
Ah, nah, not you again, man. Not with this trolling crap, bro.
What?
You got a real question this time?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna talk about this subject
And
that
what
we
is
were
it?
talking about the most underrated teams in the NFL, overrated and underrated teams in the NFL.
Okay, so who is it? Who are your teams,
Uh,
man?
uh, Most underrated team, I would say, it's the Raiders.
You think the Raiders are underrated?
No, because people don't expect them because they have a new coach. There's like articles saying that they're not gonna make the playoffs. Like these are like blogs cover football. They say they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the top of the draft next year, drafting a quarterback and stuff like that.
They
My
are.
most over,
They might not be drafting a quarterback, but I believe that they will. But I'm gonna let you continue.
and my most overrated team is I like Patrick Mahomes, but the Chiefs are a little bit overrated. Don't you agree?
I'll agree. I'll agree. Now, first, I'm gonna disagree with you about the Oakland Raiders. So the Oakland Raiders still have no defense and no secondary, and Cleveland Farrell might not even start, who they drafted with their first pick of this year's draft. And then they're not even I don't even think they're better than the Broncos. They have no defense. So they're going to basically here's what the Oakland Raiders are going to be. You play Madden, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you play Madden, they have the ratings, the ratings, offense and defense. So the Raiders are going to have probably 80 something offense and probably 60 something defense.
But with the Broncos, they don't have a quarterback.
I mean,
Don't,
they
don't,
I wouldn't say they Joe Flacco, he's a guy who has won in the past. He's a guy who has won he doesn't have to have a super stat team to win championships on the offense side of the ball. Joe Flacco with Baltimore, yeah, he wasn't that bad. It's just that people look at the Baltimore Ravens at that time. He had a 4-5 record, and then he got injured. People just wanted the reason to put in Lamar Jackson, but Joe Flacco is still a middle of the pack quarterback who can still somewhat win you games. And you don't think he's an upgrade over Case Keenum?
he is an upgrade over case, but what my worry about is Joe staying healthy is my problem. And
Well, I think. Oh, you can go ahead.
no, I want to hear what you say about that whole thing because he's the past few years he's missed a few games, like 12 or 13 games uh, combined the past few years, the past like two seasons.
Well, Joe Flacco actually has a very solid offensive line with the Denver Broncos, and the Baltimore Ravens' offensive line was solid when it came to run blocking. But even Baltimore Ravens fans will admit when it came to pass blocking, they weren't necessarily world beaters. So that's another thing that we got to take into account. And also with the Baltimore Ravens, their defense wasn't as good as what it was the previous seasons. Now, so now Joe Flacco he's has a solid offensive line with Denver. Denver has a pretty solid offensive line. I wouldn't say that they're top 10, but I'll say they're probably 12 or 13. They're pretty good. And nobody in that division in the AFC West has any pass rushers that are necessarily going to get after you other than the LA Chargers. Nobody's going to fear the Chiefs. Nobody's going to fear the Raiders. Those teams aren't going to get after you other than the LA Chargers. So I think Joe Flacco should be pretty solid. And also Joe Flacco, he doesn't really have to do that much, really. When you look at the running back position, they have Philip
Lindsay,
Lindsay and Royce Freeman, and they got a couple of guys as well. So I mean, they're pretty solid. I think the Denver Broncos could end up going 9-7 and end up sneaking into the playoffs. I think they are that caliber of a team, other than the Oakland Raiders, who don't have a defense, versus the Denver Broncos. All they really need is a quarterback. And last year, they almost squeaked into the playoffs with Case Keenum, but they lost. They fizzled down later on in the stretch, and they ended up losing some key games that could have went either way. So now you get a quarterback in Joe Flacco. He's not going to win you games, but I don't necessarily think he's going to lose you games neither. And he's not going to be inconsistent as Case Keenum. You know what you're going to get from Joe Flacco game in and game out. You're going to be He's a guy who's consistently going to be he's going to be pretty consistent. He's not going to literally turn the ball over a lot, but he's not a guy who's going to make a lot of big plays. He's just going to do enough to help you win games.
No, but you understand what I was saying about the whole injury thing. He's missed quite a few games the past few seasons. That's what I'm saying. He can't stay healthy. He's been injured the past, like, he's missed a few games the past few seasons, don't you? Aren't you?
Yes, but the
Yeah,
offensive line wasn't that good when he got injured, though. And since the offensive line wasn't that good, he was getting hit a lot more.
oh, so it wasn't his fault he was getting injured.
I mean, I'm
Or
not. You can't blame it. Injuries is nobody's fault. I mean, injuries happen, but the offensive line wasn't the best for the Baltimore Ravens when it came to pass blocking.
actually, replace my overrated team with the Patriots because they honestly, it's only Tom Brady. Honestly, he he's gonna be missing. He's gonna be missing wide receivers, and Brock is retired and stuff like that. And the guy they signed, he's gonna be suspended for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I think, like first 6 weeks or something like that. He's gonna miss 6 games of the first Ben Watson or whatever he got suspended for something. I forgot what it was, and he's missing like 6 to 8 games. So he's
Uh,
gonna miss the so I see the Patriots. They have a good defense, but I understand Brady can make decent receivers look good, but he just lost Brock, stuff like that.
okay,
That's
okay.
what scares me.
All right. So look. All right. So the thing with the Patriots, I believe they could most likely end up going to the Super Bowl again. Here's why, right? The New England Patriots lost two of their best players on both sides of the ball, Trey Flowers and Rock Gronkowski. Now let's analyze Rock Gronkowski. Later down in the stretch, Rock Gronkowski was only really effective when it came to run blocking. When we got later after that Pittsburgh game or during that Pittsburgh game, that was later in the season. Gronkowski started to show signs of slowing down, and he wasn't the same player. And when you look at the stats, it's going to show that because when you look at the stats from the last few weeks of the regular season, he didn't really do anything when it came to passing the ball. I think he only had like 100 receiving yards combined and probably like 10 receptions or something like that. And then when we look into the playoffs, he was run blocking a lot more. And since they didn't have that weapon of Rock and Towski and Josh Gordon was gone, they started running the ball a lot more. Now this offseason, they got N'Keal Harry, you got Demarius Thomas, you got Julian Edelman, you have the potential of Josh Gordon coming back. And if Josh Gordon comes back, Demarius Thomas, N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, and Josh Gordon. And we saw what Josh Gordon did last season. And Josh Gordon, in a few games that he played for the New England Patriots, was their leading wide receiver and receiving yards and
But with Josh
touchdowns.
Gordon specifically, can you trust for him not to make a stupid decision and
But
like
it doesn't
get
it doesn't even
suspended?
matter because you got to think about all the other. If Josh Gordon comes back, he might not even start. You're gonna have N'Keal Harry and you're gonna have Demarius Thomas, and then think about the offensive line. Isaiah Wynn. He got drafted I think he got drafted 20th overall in the 2018 NFL draft, was regarded as one of the best offensive linemen in that draft class. He didn't even play last season. He had an injury that kept him out last season. So they're getting him back at left tackle. Then they drafted Yotny Kajus at right tackle. He could start. And the New England Patriots have the best offensive line coach and maybe NFL history. And then when you look at the defense, that secondary was probably the best secondary in all of football last season. Then you got Bill Belichick. So I mean, you really can't call the New England Patriots overrated because the thing about the New England Patriots is the New England Patriots is a team that they don't win games based on talent. They win games based on doing the small things right, not committing a lot of penalties, not turning over the ball a lot, and out coaching the other opponents. When you watch that Super Bowl against the LA Rams on paper were a better team. And I don't care what nobody says. The LA Rams had the Cleveland Brown like all season last year. They went crazy. They got almost everybody that they saw in free agency, and they had one of the best rosters in all of football. So if you're telling me on paper that the New England Patriots look like the better team than the LA Rams, I think most people would be considering those people a liar. But the LA Rams got outcoached. Sean McVay got outsmarted and got outwitted by Bill Belichick. He said that during the game. And then when we look at the Kansas City Chiefs game, we knew that Kansas City's defense was going to fold. Bill Belichick knew that. What he did, he made sure that his offense was on the field last. And then against the LA Chargers, he outcoached the LA Chargers again. Phillip Rivers is like 2-8, 1-8 against the New England Patriots. That's not a coincidence. That's just out coaching. So the New England Patriots, they're not a team that you can look at and be like they're overrated from a talent aspect, because it's not all about talent when it comes to the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are good because of coaching, and they don't commit a lot of penalties, and they do the small things, and those small things add up. But I do agree with you by saying, who did you say your overrated team was? I agree with the Kansas City Chiefs. I like when you said they were overrated. I agree with you there because their defense, I think their defense got a little bit worse. They lost Eric Berry, even though he didn't play that many times, and they lost a lot of their productive pass rush on the defense side of the ball. Yeah, they got a couple of guys, but I mean, they still lost a lot on the
Did they
defense side
draft
of the
a whole
ball.
bunch of people this year
You said
on their
what?
defense? Did they draft a defensive player, like two or three defensive players to replace the people that
I think
they
I think
lost?
it I think that was later on in the draft. I know for the second round, I believe, or the third round, they drafted Miko Hartman. That was their first pick because Tyreek Hill might not even play this season. Well, he is going to play, but he's going to be suspended.
I don't see this whole suspension thing confuses me with how they treat people smoking weed the same as, like, the suspensions are about the same if someone gets caught smoking weed, but if a person gets caught beating on beating on their wife, it's about the same. They should have more game a longer game suspension for something like that. Domestic violence and stuff like that should be maybe 10, 9 to 10 games instead of 6 to 8 games. Don't you agree?
I agree, but that's just the NFL. That's how the NFL operates. It's inconsistent. I agree. Josh Gordon is sitting here is suspended indefinitely, but Tyreek Hill literally broke his son's arm, admitted to it on the call, and some reason he's only getting 8 games. Kareem Hunt, Randy Orton punt kicked the girl in the face, and he's only getting 8, 9 games. But Josh Gordon is suspended indefinitely for doing a drug that's literally legal every single where. So I agree, man. So thanks for calling in, man. I'm gonna keep the
Okay,
line
bye.
open for anybody else that wants to call in. Thanks for calling in, man.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. So my man just called in, said that he thinks the Oakland Raiders are underrated, and his overrated teams are the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. I agree with him on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they might take a step back. I still think they'll make it to the playoffs, but I just don't think they will have the success that they had last season, considering how bad their defense was. And I think their defense took a step back. And if you guys don't want to admit that it took a step back, we can at least admit that their defense is basically the same from last season. So let's go to the live chat. Remember that super chat is on for those of you guys who want to donate and support the channel. So Quincy Bell said, if you say the Bears are overrated, I'm calling. Slob on my broccoli Rob said most underrated teams: Bills, Steelers, Falcons, Panthers, Giants, Niners. Most overrated teams: Browns, Chiefs, Saints, Rams, Eagles, Texans. John Roberts said, "Slob on my broccoli, you are right. Bills are number one underrated. Pretty spot on with that all that." And John Roberts also said, "Doesn't matter who the Patriots QB is. Belichick is a magician behind the curtains." Yep. And Seahawks, Mansa Musa said that Seahawks are overrated. So let me finish my underrated list. So far I had the Atlanta Falcons, Pittsburgh Steelers. I was putting in my case for the San Francisco 49ers, D Ford, Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, and they got Quan Alexander. You also got Jason Verrett in that secondary as well. That defense is really improved. Then you got Richard Sherman on the other side of the football. I mean, that's scary. That 49ers team is downright scary, and I think they could end up making it to the playoffs. I think they're going to be 10-6, and I think they end up making it to the playoffs. And then the last team I had was the Buffalo Bills. If you guys didn't see, I made the Buffalo Bills video. All you guys got to do is just type in the Buffalo Bills. It's like one of the first videos that pop up, and I said that the Buffalo Bills. I think they're a little bit. I think they're the Chicago Bears similar, but a little bit slashed in the half without the talent. And I think I will put them in the same thing. Same thing I said for the Chicago Bears. But Josh Allen, if the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs, it's going to be because Josh Allen is going to be really improved. If they don't make it to the playoffs, it's because Josh Allen wasn't really that good. They improved the offensive line. They got this guy some weapons on the offensive side of the ball. On the defense side of the ball, they had one of the best defenses in the NFL last season. They didn't lose anybody really, but Kyle Williams who retired, and then also they drafted Ed Oliver, and then the receiving core. Their wide receiving core last year had a 5-6 minute videos of nothing but drops. So their wide receiving core is definitely improved on that side of the ball. So I think the Buffalo Bills are going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. And I think that they have a better chance making the playoffs than the New York Jets. I don't really trust the New York Jets, and I don't trust Adam Gates with the googly eyes, the weird looking eyes. So the cap off my list, overrated, I had the New Orleans Saints, the Carolina Panthers, and the Cleveland Browns for my overrated teams. Underrated, I had the Atlanta Falcons, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, and the Buffalo Bills. So for those of you guys, make sure to like the live stream. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow kicks off the start of July. I'm going to be uploading just strictly training camp content. I am going to mix in a little bit of my other content as well with position previews, the biggest questions for each NFL teams. Still going to be doing those, but mostly training camp is going to be my main focus. I already had a guy come on, Brownie Post Game. He's a Cleveland Browns YouTuber. That video is going to be up tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. Eastern time, and we're just going to be talking about training camp. So back to the live chat. Some players don't get charged in a legal system, but the NFL still penalized. Yep. Slopping my broccoli Rob said, I don't think the Seahawks are overrated. I still think they are a 9 or 10 win team. I agree. I had them going 9-7 my regular prediction. Slopping my broccoli Rob said, I think the Rams have a Super Bowl slump, and Seattle and San Fran will battle for the divisional crown. I don't think they have a Super Bowl slump because they're still stacked. They're still stacked talent wise. So talent wise, they still have a pretty good roster. Now I know Todd Gurley, he might not be fully healthy. They're gonna have to make sure they keep him healthy when they make it to the playoffs. But I think Darrell Henderson is going to surprise a lot of people. I had him as my fourth best rated running back on my top 10 halfbacks in this year's draft class. Somebody said if the Panthers are healthy, they can make the playoffs. I wouldn't say they are overrated. I think they're overrated because all these expectations, people think they are a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't think they are. I don't think they're better than the Saints or the Atlanta Falcons, but it could go either way. But yeah, Super Chat is on. You guys all feel free to call in. Number is 843-507-0052. That is a lot to take in. That is the absolute lot to take in. So I want to talk about some Um, non NFL news. So Kevin Durant just signed with the Nets. So I think that's pretty interesting. Not NFL related, but I just wanted to say that. That's pretty interesting. They lost a top tier guard, Lamarcus Joyner, Sue, and Mark Barron. Well, Mark Barron wasn't really that consistent. Even with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's just going to be a guy who's very good in coverage. So we're going to have him in on basically passing downs and stuff like that. Lamarcus Joyner was a huge loss. The Ndamukong Suh is also a loss as well. So they lost three starters on their defense. They got Eric Weddle and Clay Matthews. So they all every time they have a hole, they always fill those holes and needs up in free agency. So that's I don't know. I don't think, but their defense isn't really going to have a lot of offenses this year that are really going to scare them or anything like that. So I think that benefits them. They're not really facing a lot of elite offenses. So it's crazy, man. So if you guys want to call in, the number is 843-507-0052. We can talk about anything. And it's interesting. I forgot the name of the guard, but he went to the Titans. I forgot, man. But yeah, so I think it's a lot of interesting storylines going into training camp. Um, Big interesting storyline for me is how good are the Cleveland Browns going to be? How are they going to be able to manage success? What are going to be their roles? Are the players going to be okay with their roles? Is Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham, are they going to be okay with getting less targets? Both really competitive guys. So it's going to be pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I upload NFL videos, NFL content daily. And let's not forget that I have a live call-in show. I'm actually going to be doing another live call-in show. I'm debating. I think I want to do Fridays, Saturdays as well. I don't know. I just think I want to have my live streams a little bit spaced out. I don't want to be live streaming every day. I kind of want to have them spaced out that makes people want to anticipate my live streams and stuff like that. So what's some good dates, man? I'm thinking about Friday or Saturday. So I'm interested in adding another live stream, either Friday or Saturday. I'm leaning towards Friday because Friday, not a lot of people are out and stuff like that. A lot of people are going to be at home, and I think I might make that 8 p.m. Eastern time. Andrew Norwell's getting old. Doug Baldwin, defense lost Frank Clark as well. Yeah, but the Seattle Seahawks, um, they got DK Metcalf. They got Tyler Lockett as well. So they got I think they got some guys on the offense side of the ball. They also have Russell Wilson. As long as they have Russell Wilson, they're guaranteed to win at least 5 to 6 games. So yeah, the number is 843-507-0052 for those of you guys who want to call in. Love to have you guys on and talk about some football, man. So I'm going to be going into a quick intermission and I will be right back, guys. All right, everybody, I am back. So take a quick bathroom break. We are back. Make sure to like the live stream, play the live chat, and yeah, guys. So I mean, you guys will feel free to call in. The ad is about to play real quickly. So yeah, man. So it's really interesting. This whole training camp thing is really interesting because we have a lot of questions on a lot of different teams, in my opinion. I mean, the Carolina Panthers, is Cam Newton going to be able to stay healthy? Um, Chris McCaffrey, one of the best halfbacks in the NFL, going to the live chat. Ziggy is a part-time player. Oh, they did get Ziggy Ansah. Here, Ziggy Ansah is very interesting. Very, very interesting. A little bit inconsistent, but I think with the Seattle Seahawks, they can get the best out of him because Deion Jordan, who was basically the third overall pick in the 2000 and what was it? What was it? Madden 25 came out in 2013, I believe. So that means no. Ah, So Deion Jordan was taken third overall in the 2013 NFL draft. He was a bust, and they were getting some pretty good production out of him. So I think they should be able to get some production out of Ziggy Ansah. I think Ziggy Ansah could at least get 5, 6 sacks for the Seattle Seahawks this season. Make sure you guys call in. The number to the show is on the screen, 843-507-0052 for those of you guys who want to call into the show. So Mansa Musa said, but they got Ziggy Ansah, LJ Collier, DK Metcalf, Gary Jennings. I really like Gary Jennings a lot. I think Gary Jennings was the best wide receiver for West Virginia. A lot of people kept on saying David Stills. I kept on telling everybody I thought Gary Jennings was better, and it ended up Gary Jennings got drafted in the fourth round, and David Stills went undrafted. So that just proves me right. So here I'm thinking about some topics that I want to talk about. So he said the Oakland Raiders are really interesting. It's going to be. I don't think they could be bad. They're a really interesting team. If they're able to stay healthy, they could end up being in the playoffs. They went crazy. They got a lot of guys. They got Tyrell Williams, got Antonio Brown in that Pittsburgh Steelers trade. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But the biggest question I want to talk about Daniel Jones. So I'm about to ask a question in the chat. Who would be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants? And I want you guys to put, if you guys think Eli is going to be the starting quarterback, put Eli. If you guys think Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback, put Daniel Jones. QB for the. Oh my God, I misspelled Giants. And it's interesting because Eli Manning was asked about the quarterback competition, and he said that he doesn't think that it's a competition. I think that's pretty interesting, but I really like what I've been seeing out of Daniel Jones. It's going to be pretty interesting. Me, I would go with Eli. If you're trying to win right now, you got to go with Eli Manning. But I mean, if you're not trying to win right now, then I give Eli Manning a few weeks. And if they're not in a playoff position about week 10, then I would just go ahead and put in Daniel Jones because Eli Manning needs to understand something, right? If you're not competing for the playoffs, then your job is basically screwed. And Daniel Jones, for his sake, he better hope that he's a future Hall of Fame. Well, got choked up a little bit, but Daniel Jones better hope that he's a future Hall of Famer because if he's not, he might get RKO'd because them New York Giants fans were livid when he got taken 6 overall over Haskins. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting how they manage it. For those of you guys who are new, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, Super Chat is on if you guys want to donate and support the channel. And also, very, very important, you guys see my social media links there, JT Sports, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure to go follow me on those. The link to those will be in the description down below. I'm also about to post it down in the comment section as well. My link to my Instagram page and Twitter as well. But yeah, a lot of people are saying Eli Manning in the chat. I think Eli Manning should be the starter. It's going to be interesting to see in preseason. They're going to have a little bit of a quarterback competition, I still think, because look, there's no way that you can draft a guy in the top 10 of the NFL draft and not possibly have him compete for the starting quarterback spot. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm about to put my Instagram down in the comment section and my Twitter. You guys make sure to go follow me on there. So call in, guys. Number is 843-507-0052. I'm about to start giving out some hot takes if you guys don't call in, to force you guys to call in, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be really upset if I say anything about your team. So call in, guys, if you guys want to. Number is on the screen. So that's my Twitter and Instagram right there. Make sure to click on those links to go follow me on there. Trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram. When I get to 1,000 followers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And I actually have a giveaway coming around pretty soon. I plan on doing a giveaway around September, maybe October. So that's when I plan on doing a giveaway. But yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts on the whole Tyreek Hill incident? They keep on saying that he's going to end up getting suspended for a few games, and then after he serves his suspension, that they're going to give him the contract that he wants. So it's pretty interesting. The guy breaks his kid's arm, but for some reason, Josh Gordon is suspended indefinitely for smoking marijuana. So it's crazy. What up, though, Marco Mike? You guys make sure to go check out Marco Mike, man. He does a lot of good Detroit Lions content. I'm about to have him on the channel pretty soon to talk about the Detroit Lions training camp preview. I'm actually am going to hit him up after this video to see when we can make that happen. Cause I got the Cleveland Browns training camp preview coming out tomorrow. I'm posting a lot of good content. This has been so far my best month on YouTube, man. So make sure to go check out Michael Mike. I'm about to have him on the channel really, really soon, guys. So if you guys want to call in, number is 843-507 um 0052. So let me guys ask you a question. Who do you guys think is going to win the NFC North? You guys have the Detroit Lions, you got the Green Bay Packers, you got the Minnesota Vikings, and the Chicago Bears. I don't understand why the NFL hate marijuana is not a performance enhancing drug. I guess it just paints a bad. I guess it just paints a bad image. I don't really know. Marijuana is basically legalized in almost every state in the U.S. basically, so I don't really know what's the point of not allowing players to use it. At least if players use it, limit the ban. If players use marijuana, at least make it 2-1 game, 2 or 1 games of how they do PEDs. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Michael Mike says the Lions. Mansa Musa says the Vikings. I think the Vikings are a pretty interesting team, man. The Vikings really disappointed everybody. I thought they were most definitely going to the Super Bowl when they got Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins folded in the big game. I mean, against New England, that was a god awful performance on his behalf. But the off the line didn't do him any favors. Also, I know you guys see my social media pages. Make sure to go follow me on there as well, guys. So we've been getting a lot of new subscribers so far. I'm about to check and see how many new subscribers we have gotten since I started live streaming. I have we got like two. Oh, we got four actually. So for those of you guys who are new, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is training camp July. Going to be talking about training camp all for the month of July. I'm also going to be doing my regular videos as well. I'm going to be doing the biggest questions for each team. Those are getting pretty good numbers. Also, we're going to be doing training camp previews as well. I just had Brownie post game on the other day. I have to edit that video tomorrow. It's going to be out at 3:15, so you guys can be able to look out for that video as well. So wow. So it's crazy, man. I don't know what the NFL has against marijuana. I really don't know. Maybe Roger Goodell has somebody who does pot and was addicted to it or something like that. But it's really, really crazy, man. So the question of the day is who will be the starting QB for the New York Giants? Eli Manning or Daniel Jones? So make sure to comment it down in the comment section. We've been live streaming for a good little minute. Normally I live stream until like 9 o'clock, but I kind of want to get it done early around like 7:45 because a lot of my YouTubers that I like watching are going to be live streaming as well. So I also want to make sure to support those guys out as well. So if you guys want to call in, the number is 843-507-0052. Your content is excellent. Thank you, Michael Mike. Yours is too, man. I really, really love your channel. You was actually the first Detroit Lions YouTuber I actually saw a few months ago. I think that's actually when you first started YouTube. It's crazy. Enjoying the weather, smoking some. You guys are crazy, man. It's crazy. At least Josh Gordon is a Super Bowl champion. That's all I'm gonna say. So we're getting a lot of good participation. Make sure to like the stream. I'm finna see how many people have liked the stream so far because when you like the stream, it ranks me higher. Because if you type in NFL, I'm actually second. That pops up. So if you guys like the stream, it's going to push me up higher on that list. It's really crazy, man. This is probably the most exciting NFL offseason that I've seen in a while. So many questions. You got the New York Giants, even though they're not going to do that much, they're going to be pretty interesting to watch with the whole quarterback controversy. I don't think the New York Giants want to be that bad. I think they should be able to win about 6 or 7 games. The Oakland Raiders, they're going to be on hard knocks. They got a lot of interesting personalities on that team, so that's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty interesting to see, man. Pretty interesting to see. So I'm finna share this live stream. I got hit with an own ad on my own live stream. That's crazy. Gosh, somebody really disliked the live stream? Are you serious? Jesus Christ. Got a dislike on the live stream. I've never seen that before. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I hope you guys like the new graphics. The chat box was supposed to be a lot bigger, but we're not getting a lot of people commenting in the chat, so that's one thing. I'm thinking about live streaming on Facebook as well. I'm going to figure out how to live stream on both Facebook and YouTube next week. And I'm have another live stream coming. I think I'm gonna end up doing it on Friday. I really like Friday. A lot of YouTubers aren't live streaming on Friday, so I think I might live stream. I'll probably live stream about 8 or 9. I might do it at 10. Haters be hating. Yeah, man, that's crazy. If you guys want to call in, the number is 843-507-0052. Um, Basically talking about all the NFL content that you guys want to talk about. I want to talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a dude who gets a lot of views when I make videos about him. Last week we were talking about would the triple option offense translate well into the NFL, and Lamar Jackson. I want to see guys healthy. Bro, I love Darius Guys, man. I thought Darius Guys most definitely should have been taken in the first round last year. I thought he was going to go to Detroit, and a lot of people thought he was going to end up going to Detroit as well. I live stream at 8 p.m. on Fridays, and when I'm done with my stream, I'll ask my subscribers to jump to yours on Friday. Appreciate that, Marco Mike. Appreciate that. Make sure to go check out Marco Mike, man. A lot of good Detroit Lions content on there. So, if you guys are just not joining, I was talking about my overrated and underrated NFL teams. My overrated teams, I had the New Orleans Saints. That schedule is really, really hard this year. I can't really see them when it going 13-3, 14-2. I had them at 11-5. Next up, I had the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, I have them on this list because their fans think that they're Super Bowl contenders, and they're not. I think they're going to be pretty good, but I just don't think they're Super Bowl contenders. I don't think they're better than the Falcons or the New Orleans Saints. And then I had the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, they have a lot of talent, but they still have a little bit of holes, linebacker and safety, probably their biggest holes that they have in that roster. And I still need to see the Cleveland Browns play a couple of games before I hop on the Cleveland Browns hype train. So the cap off that list had the Saints, Panthers, and the Browns. Underrated. I think that I had the Atlanta Falcons on here. The Atlanta Falcons had the injury bug worse than any NFL team last season. Lost a lot of guys. Deion Jones, Keanu O'Neal, Devontae Freeman. All three of those guys were Pro Bowlers. Anytime you lose three Pro Bowlers, you're going to suffer a big impact from that. So I have them being pretty underrated. Pittsburgh Steelers, although they lost Antonio Brown, it hasn't been the team that has won the Super Bowl for top five wide receiver since 2006 with Marvin Harrison and the Indianapolis Colts. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be fine. This is the best defense that we have had on paper from the last couple of seasons. Next up, I have the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of people might think that they're overrated, but you can't overlook at the addition that they have acquired in free agency. You got D Ford, you got DeForest Buckner, you also got Nick Bosa. They probably have the best one of the best front sevens in all of football. Next up, I have the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, I think they're better than the New York Jets. I think they can end up finishing second in the AFC East. And it all depends on Josh Allen. If Josh Allen is pretty good, then they should be able to make it to the playoffs. So that's my list. Underrated teams: Falcons, Steelers, 49ers, and Buffalo Bills. So you guys can call in. Number is 843-507-0052. Going to the comment section. Think the Packers are overrated. I think they missed the playoff. Whoa, you think the Packers are overrated? Why? Colin, I would love to hear your explanation on why you think the Packers are overrated. I think the Packers could end up making it to the playoffs. I really do. I really like their defense. On the offense, they got Aaron Rodgers, so I'm not too much worried about the offense. But on the defense side of the ball, I think they're going to be really, really good. Man, why you got why so much hate for the Packers, man? Why so much hate? They have a pretty good defense. Who you think would be player of the year? So for player of the year, well, I just do my player of the year awards. Offensive rookie of the year, I think it's either going to be Josh Jacobs or Kyler Murray. Josh Jacobs, he's going to be that lead back for the Oakland Raiders. He's going to have a big part of that offense. Also, he can do some things in the receiving game as well. And Kyler Murray, but I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray in that air raid offense, he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Going to have an opportunity to pass the ball a lot, probably about 30, 40 times a game. He's also going to have opportunities to run with the football as well. And he's not going to have that good of a team. So it's pretty much going to be the Kyler Murray show. And then for MVP, that's a tough one. I don't really know. I don't really know. It's going to be pretty interesting. Going to be pretty interesting. I don't really know who's going to be MVP. That's tough. If I had to say it off the top of my head right now, I have to say Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield could end up being the MVP when you just look at all the acquisitions that he has on that roster now. You got Odell, you got Kareem Hunt, you got Nick Chubb, you got Jarvis Landry, you got David Njoku. You have a pretty solid offensive line, even though it's concerns about the left tackle position. But I think Baker Mayfield has all the talent around him to put up an MVP caliber season. Defensive player of the year, think it's going to be Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward had the phenomenal rookie season. I think he's going to end up having a very good season for the Cleveland Browns going into year two. I think he's going to end up being defensive player of the year. Also, we're going to have Aaron Donald in there as well. TJ Watt for the Pittsburgh Steelers was really on the ready. He had a very good season. He had like 12 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, like 3 interceptions. TJ Watt most definitely should have been in that conversation for defensive player of the year last season. I thought he got snubbed. Defensive rookie of the year, I'm gonna give it to Nick Bosa. Obviously, with all the talent that he has around him, he should have an opportunity to take advantage of that. And Nick Bosa is probably going to be my favorite to run away with it. Also, Josh Allen as well. Josh Allen, the Jacksonville Jaguars, defensive minded team. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to get him involved as well. NFC North is competitive. I think they get a third seed at best. Nice choice. He can be player of the year. Think they're overhyped via the media. I don't think the Packers are really that. Well, for what I saw, I had a lot of people on NFL Network and ESPN have been saying that Packers could go 10-6 and be in a wild card. It just depends because they got Aaron Rodgers, so you know the offense is going to be okay. The defense is really, really good on paper, so it's just a matter of how good would they actually be by the time the regular season rolls around. Well, guys, we're about to get into hour two of the live stream, so I'm about to take a quick break, a quick refresher. So make sure if you're new to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also share the video, and I will be right back. All right, everybody, I am back. So, when I was on break, I was writing down some topics to talk about. So, first thing I'm going to be talking about is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How good do you guys think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be this season? How many games will they win? So, I'm about to type that in the comment section right now. How many games will Tampa Bay win this year? Bucks win this year. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could end up winning. I think they can end up going 7-9. I think they go 7-9. I say 7-9. Let's check the comment section. NFC North is competitive. I think they get the third seed. Yes, sir. NFC North is hard. Talking about, do you think the Bears take a step back this year? Think Green Bay will be at the bottom this season? How did they really improve? Green Bay, they signed a lot of players in free agency, man. They went crazy. You got Adrian Amos, you got Jair Alexander still going into his second season. He was pretty good as well. So they have a lot of talent on that defense now, the Green Bay Packers. And this is the first time I've actually been excited about the Green Bay Packers this season. AFC North is the most competitive division, AFC West second. Um the AFC North, you got Cleveland, you got Pittsburgh, you got Cincinnati, and you got the Ravens. Oh, that's gonna be pretty interesting. I think three teams from that division could end up making it. Um, the AFC North used to be the best division in all of football, in my opinion, because for like three straight seasons, it was always Bengals, Steelers, Ravens in the playoffs. Of course, Cincinnati Bengals were always losing in the wild card. They haven't won a playoff game since God knows when. But I think the AFC North can be pretty competitive. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to the NFC North. That NFC North division, like, it's really, really close. A lot of teams are like dead even. You got the Bears, you got the Vikings, you got the Green Bay Packers. All of those teams all got questions, and you got the Lions as well. So any of those teams that end up winning the division, it's gonna be pretty interesting to monitor the NFC North and figure that out. A lot of people say 6 games, so a lot of people think Tampa is gonna go 6-10. Um, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys situation. So a lot of people think that the Dallas Cowboys should prioritize signing Ezekiel Elliott over Dak Prescott. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that the Dallas Cowboys should sign Dak Prescott first, Ezekiel Elliott, or Amari Cooper or Byron Jones? So I think that most logically they should end up going for Ezekiel Elliott because you there will never be another Ezekiel Elliott for about another 5 decades. This guy literally bounces off defenders and he literally gets like 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards every time he's going down. So even when he's getting tackled, he's getting yards. I would prioritize him over Dak Prescott because Ezekiel Elliott is arguably the best running back in the NFL. He's going to be one of the best running backs in the NFL for another 4 or 5 years. So go ahead and pay him rather than Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott, I think you can find a lot more better quarterbacks than a guy like Dak Prescott. It's going to be pretty interesting. I rather would take Ezekiel Elliott. Mensa Musa, Bengals lost Jonah Williams for the season. Their offensive line will be trash. Well, eh, I don't know that. That's a question to be determined. I don't know. I think the Bengals they can end up surprising a lot of people because on the skill position, right? They got AJ on Green, still one of the best wide receivers in all of football. They got Tyler Boyd, who really came on strong last season. Tyler Eifert, when he's able to stay healthy, he's pretty good. They got Joe Mixon as well. So they're going to be pretty entertaining and interesting to watch for this year's season. I still think they're the worst team in the division, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going 7-9, 8-8. So the Baltimore Ravens' new offense. So RG3 says that the Baltimore Ravens' new offense will surprise a lot of people. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that he's bluffing, or do you guys really think that the Baltimore Ravens' new offense is going to be pretty good this season? I'm going to be interested to watch. All depends on Lamar Jackson. So for those of you guys who are new to the channel, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Although NFL videos, NFL content daily. Also make sure if you guys want to check out the super chat, you guys can donate to the super chat. The super chat is on. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram pages are down in the description down below. I'm also about to comment the link to those. So you guys can go ahead and just go ahead and follow those guys. Click the links because I know some of you guys might be a little bit lazy. So the number is 843-507-0052. NFC North, nah. So you guys can go ahead and call in, man. Number is 843-507-0052. The NFC North, like I said, man, it's pretty interesting. You got the Minnesota Vikings, you got the Green Bay Packers, a lot of interesting things. So I want to change topics a little bit. I want to talk about the XFL. Do you guys think the XFL is going to last? Tap a yes or no down in the chat. Will the XFL last? Will the XFL last? What do you guys think? Type yes or no down in the chat. Will the XFL last? I think the XFL is going to be pretty interesting. And here's why I think the XFL will last. Because unlike the NFL, when you got to be 3 years removed from college football or 3 years removed from high school football, and the XFL, you can go to the XFL and be a professional at age 18. So I think that's going to be a pretty good alternative for guys in the NCAA that get suspended or don't really care about academics like that. So I think the XFL could have some success. And the thing about it is, it's trying to compete with the NFL, but it's not trying to be the NFL. It's not trying to be a developmental league like the AAF. And they also have a pretty good financial backing of Vince McMahon, who's willing to put a lot of money into this. He's willing to put a reportedly $500 million into the XFL. They're also going to be on national television as well. So I think the XFL, I think they could be successful. And the WWE isn't really doing that good as well, also. So I think the XFL could last. So guys, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. I just got like a bad headache out of nowhere. So for all you guys that are on, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the stream. I just got like a bad headache out of nowhere, man. So all you guys, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like the video and subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. I just got a bad headache out of nowhere. Thanks for watching, guys.